this division, the AFC West, first of all, Ashton, I'm going to make one comment before we talk about it. All 4 of these teams, in my opinion, can be playoff teams.
I agree.
They have the potential for that. But I think to start out, just a sleeper winner in this division, for me personally, I'm going with the Raiders. I just think they've made so many improvements this offseason. Like, obviously, drafting Genty, that's the forefront of this entire team. But then you've got Geno Smith. You get Pete Carroll as the head coach. And, having Pete Carroll there as the head coach, you got Genty. He's coached Marshawn Lynch. He's also coached Geno Smith before, and it had success. He literally resurrected Geno Smith's career. And then I bring up the Marshawn Lynch thing because Genty has a very similar play style, and he's also coached elite running backs. So I think he's going to use him very heavily. But also, this passing game is going to be very good because if defenses want to sit here and stack the box 7-8 men deep, go ahead and try it when you got Brock Bowers, my guy. Best tight end of football. Like, this team is ready to go. I think this is a team that is going to be very exciting to watch. And you gotta watch for the Raiders. Their culture is just coming up. Their defense is good. Still got Max Crosby. Tyree Wilson is also a guy I'm watching out for. Eric Stokes, massive pickup from the Green Bay Packers. That is a huge piece to add to this defense. I like this Raiders team. I like what they bring, and I think they're going to be a very physical football team. And this is a team that was dead last in rushing attack. That's not going to be the case no more. And they were 26th in total offense. That's not going to be the case. We're going to see a bunch of spikes in this Raiders team. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I agree, right? So I feel like that's kind of an easy pick in the AFC West because the other 3 teams made the playoffs last year. But I do think this Raiders team is going to be a threat next year. We saw, you pretty much said everything I could say about the Raiders because I totally agree. I think they're going to be pretty much unstoppable. I do want to say Jacoby Myers is a great receiver. He was very good last year. And Trey Tucker was coming out at the end of the year. That passing attack is legit. I'm going to talk about the negatives, I guess, about that, which I don't want to do because I love this Raiders team. But the O-line, a little questionable. Who knows what's going to happen. They just moved off Andre James. Jackson Powers-Johnson will be taking over that center position, so hopefully he can actually be that guy. He looked like it a little bit last year. And the secondary is questionable. In the preseason games so far, the secondary has been very lackluster. And that's preseason, right? But, yeah. We'll see. I think those are just the 2 spots that make them worse on paper than the other 3 teams in the AFC West. With that being said, Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. Oh my goodness! What a young core for offense. And then everyone.
Sign up for Sunday NFL ticket to watch that team.
I think they're going to be a nasty defensive line and offensive team. I think people are going to put points on them, but I think they'll be able to match it. I think this is a team that nobody's going to want to play this year.
And also, there was another guy I wanted to bring up. Jeremy Chin from the Commanders was a big pickup, in my opinion, at the strong safety position. And then I saw this.
He had a pick in the preseason game. Just Jeremy Chin, by the way. He already has a pick for the Raiders, so season hasn't even started yet.
And then I also saw this article about Darian Porter. And,
yeah, I like Darian Porter.
But they were saying he could have like a Richard Sherman type impact. Where is that coming from?
6'3", 4'3" speed. He has some stuff to work on, but he is like the ideal size and length for a cornerback.
Because maybe Raiders fans, I kind of just looked it up yesterday, and I'm like, hey, Richard Sherman. Oh, hold on. We're talking about Richard Sherman, dude. No bum corner out here. That's who they're comparing this guy to. Very intriguing. That's one takeaway from me. I was like, what?
Well, the Raiders traded one of their better corners to the Eagles earlier this offseason. So that made me think, my roommate's a Raiders fan, you know, and he was like, oh no, what are we doing? But that made me think like, well, they clearly believe in their young cornerbacks and they needed to keep it going, get the young guys some more time. So they believe in him, man. And it's all about him going out there and doing his thing. Richard Sherman was a 5th-round pick, and he went out there and just did his thing and became one of the greatest cornerbacks of all time. So who knows?
And then how much stock, because I kind of talked about, like, you know, the spikes we're going to see in the offensive numbers. But, like, what is the peak potential, like, for this offense, especially with Chip Kelly being the offensive coordinator?
I think it definitely helps. It doesn't hurt. You would assume Chip Kelly, he got a bad rap in the NFL last time, but most of it was because of what he did as a GM, and then he was put in bad situations in San Francisco. So, you know, I think he's kind of revitalized himself in college football, and I don't think he was in a perfect position as a coordinator in college football. Stay with Ohio State, keep being good, keep winning championships. And he turned that down to go to the Raiders. He clearly believes that he has overcome the woes he had a little bit in the NFL before. And Pete Carroll agrees. And, you know, Pete Carroll, who's more experienced than Pete Carroll, you know? So, I mean, I think...
Champion.
Yep.
Done great things. Like, come on, dude.
I need to say that, too. We didn't even mention that. I love Pete Carroll, man. Pete Carroll is the man. He's out there running.
He's running around.
He's running around in practice, bro. He's chasing after punt returners, dude. He's getting after it at 70 something. He's the oldest coach in the NFL, man. And you gotta love the guy.
73, bro.
I think
crazy shape.
They made some great roster additions this offseason, but I think Pete Carroll is definitely the biggest addition the Raiders made.
And I think a lot of people, like, were questioning that move. It was like,
yeah,
why question? You know what you're getting to Pete Carroll. I mean, the fact that he got fired in Seattle was just, no words. But yeah, dude, he's out there running sprints with the team, dude. Like, come on, bro. He's out there throwing footballs to receivers. Like, you gotta love that. I mean, that is a energy booster for a locker room. When you've got the oldest guy in the organization acting like the youngest person in the organization. Like, that helps a lot. I know that gray hair up there, you know, he's got that going on, but he didn't. It doesn't matter. He's like, he reminds me of like my grandpa. This dude is like, you know, 75 years old, running marathons out here. Like, he's still that healthy. Like, that's what I'm looking at with Pete Carroll. I'm like, this guy could coach football until he's 100 years old.
I believe it.
Like, let's just put it out there, dude. I don't know the actual numbers on who's the oldest coach in NFL history, but I would definitely love to put money on Pete Carroll making a run for it, dude. I'm gonna look that up for a second.
He's definitely trying.
Okay. Oh, it's him. It's him.
It already is Pete Carroll.
Correct. It's already him, dude. So everything I said, dude, put that out the window, dude. I already got my money. I already cashed it, dude.
Nice.
That's how it's going. And it also, but just to close out the Raiders thing real quick, the first 5 games are kind of interesting. We'll see what this team is really looking like early on. At New England to start out, which
love that game.
We'll talk about that team later for sure. And then Chargers at home, Monday Night Football. That's a good one. At Commanders versus Chicago, and then at the Colts. I mean, not a very interesting schedule to start out. You can tell how good this Raiders team will be, I think, throughout these 5. You'll know what they're going to be.
Yeah, for sure.